evening, and welcome to Spotlight on East Orange Business. Spotlight on East Orange Business is your local business and community affairs program dedicated to highlighting the work of entrepreneurs, business owners, and businesses that serve the residents of East Orange, New Jersey, and its community. I am Anna, your host. Today's program is sponsored by Thrive Leadership Institute, and the show airs on Tuesday evenings at 6:30 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. John, I'm getting a little feedback. If you need to, you probably need to turn off one of the mics.
See if you're getting it now, because I know that was us. You should be okay. Hello,
John, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Did you get? I said I'm here. Did you hear that?
John, you seem to be frozen.
No, I see everything.
Oh my, we're having technical difficulties tonight.
Everything's moving here. I see you. Everything's okay there.
Well, you were frozen on my screen. Yes, you were. Okay, so let's just start from the lead-in for my show tonight, and that is, guess what? Today is February 1st, and it's the first day of the African American History Month. And I thought that it was a perfect time to interview a gentleman who consistently documents the history of East Orange with his camera. A man who earnestly looks for things that will inspire you and me from an aspirational standpoint, but also will inspire us from a familiar standpoint. So now you can hardly go anywhere where things are happening in East Orange and not see this man and his camera. He's always looking for the perfect shot that captures the essence of the moment, the person, or the occasion. Our guest for tonight is John L. Henry. And as soon as he pops back into the studio, we'll get started with our interview. So while we're waiting for John, why don't you let me know where you're watching us from? Okay, so I see some East Orange residents popping in. That's good to know. I'm glad that you're here, and I'm ready for our interview with John. Oh, okay. So I see someone here from Colonia. We're just still waiting for John to jump back in the studio. He seems to be having some difficulty. So, John, if you would just... Okay, I think John's back.
Hello.
Okay, there you are. Okay, wait a minute. Just hold on. Let's see if we can get both of us. Okay, well, at least I can see you now. All righty. So I'm just trying to fix some things here. Okay, wait a minute. Let me do this. Here we go. Okay, so, well, I don't know what is going on now. I have no idea what is going
It's
on at
it's
this moment.
called Murphy's Law.
So, but I've never quite had this
There we are.
before.
Now I see.
Okay, but now my name is under your name. I don't know how that happened.
Well, let me go to your bank right away.
All righty, all righty. So, John, let's just start here.
Sure.
Like I said, I don't know exactly what just went on, but we're here now. So, John, I just introduced you to everyone, and I'm just going to give everyone a little brief overview of your background. So, John L. Henry was born in Newark, New Jersey, to a family of 7 children, 4 boys and 3 girls, all of which were talented artists. While serving in the Navy, he traveled to South America, Cuba, Africa, Spain, Italy, and a host of other countries. Now, technology would be his way of life for 45 years and includes projects in missile guidance systems, space navigation, biomedical engineering, and so much more. Now, he says that in 1997 that he purchased his purchase a Minolta film camera, and the rest was history. And many of us are so familiar with the history that he is creating here in East Orange, and I dare say throughout the country. His work has been featured in many places, but more locally, it was featured at the Robert Taylor African Gallery. One of his favorite expressions is, I'm always searching for that angle, that shot, that perfect photograph. So, welcome to Spotlight on East Orange Business, John Henry.
I am so happy to be here, and this is so special. Um, East Orange is a unique city with the unique people, and I, my family, we lived here for a long time. I have a daughter that graduated from the high school, and it was always something that was going on in East Orange, and no one recorded it.
Oh,
I was at an event, and Dionne Warwick received her uniform when she was in the band. No one recorded it. And that started me to say, somebody should record what's going on in East Orange because it's so special and it's a unique city. Even though they tried to bypass it with the highway, but it was one of those things. And I'm really,
well,
really happy to be here with you. Really, really, it's so special.
well, it's special for us too, John. So let's just, need to ask you just a few questions and would love to get, some brief commentary on, in your answers. So I mentioned in your brief bio that in 1997 that you bought this Minolta film camera. However, is that your first camera? When did your love of photography start?
It started in about 1956, and I bought an Agra C3 film camera, and I was in the Navy. And as a result of that, I fell in love with photography.
Oh my. That is really something, to have that passion. And that passion is it looks as if it has not dissipated at all in all of those years.
No, it has grown, and it has actually governed my daily routine
Mm.
because I'm always looking for something that I have not seen before, or something that I never observed before, and I try to capture it. And this keeps driving me and driving me. And but one of the best things about photography is the people. Oh, I love people. They are so different and so much fun. Uh,
Oh.
it, it is it is one of the rare things that one can do in life, and I love it.
Oh, that is wonderful. That is wonderful. So, you started off when you started talking about East Orange. So, tell me, what is your fascination with East Orange? You talked us about Dionne Warwick in her band uniform, but what continues to be your fascination with East Orange?
First of all, my wife is from East Orange,
Oh, that's a good thing.
and she's a Scotty.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
But East Orange, it's a unique people. People are friendly. It doesn't have a big manufacturer or a large company. It's a community. It's what we call a bedroom community,
Hmm.
and you can walk along the streets and say hi. You don't know the person, but they speak to you also. And the politicians, they all come to your house, or you have an affair. The mayor may show up, councilman may show up, and it's like they're part of the family. And everybody in East Orange seems to want to do something for the city.
Okay. Okay. And so, you I know, I'm not originally from East Orange. I too, like you, was born and raised in Newark. However, for those lifelong residents of East Orange, don't hold that against us. We're here now. How has East Orange changed, and especially in the things that you've captured on film from the year of, say, 2000 until now, at the beginning of this new millennium?
uh, it's changed in a way that there seem to be more young people living in East Orange. Uh, but East Orange is unique. Uh, it's a city that tries to help the young by the schools. We have Chase-Eason School, and we have the Clifford Scott uh, school is no longer Clifford Scott, but it's a STEM,
Mm-hmm.
and it always seems to be something that for the old and for the new, and that's grown even larger. Um, the current mayor is trying to restore the cleanliness of East Orange with the street cleanups and so forth. But overall, the 280 has changed East Orange a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It has changed us so that it's a bypass, and it's sort of isolated East Orange to its uniqueness.
Mm.
And we are influencing other cities of minority because East Orange is pulling itself up by its own bootstraps.
Okay. Okay. So just could you just tell us, I mean, when I, talked about some of the things that you like to capture on film or in your digital camera now, right? Um, there were African artifacts and fashion and all those kinds of things. But what is your favorite subject to photograph?
Nature, nature,
Tell us more
nature,
about that.
nature does not have to pose. Nature, you take it like it is. And if you're not ready, you're going to miss the shot. And you don't get a second one. You don't say, okay, let's do a redo as the bird flies off. um, my favorite times have been when I saw something that I've never seen before in nature. An example of that is an egret
Hmm.
catching a fish, a comrade catching a fish and flipping it around in the air and swallowing it. Those are rare uh, instances of things that happen. Even an osprey traveling, flying up several 100 feet in the air, just dived down in the water at Echo Lake and caught a fish. I thought the bird was sick. He caught a fish and flew up again. But that's a rarity. Those are the things that you can't schedule it. You don't know when it's going to happen. You just happen to be there. And I might say that my gift is a gift from God. And that I must say, because he helps me at that moment to push that shutter to capture that object. And that's the beauty of it.
Well, that is just amazing, John. I tell you, let me just show you one of the comments that we just got in from one of our viewers. Her name is Carolyn Cornelius, and she said that she is just she's happy that you that to have you on this show today and to view this program and hear the amazing John Henry speak. He said he's really quite an outstanding photographer. So your work definitely speaks for you time and time again. In fact, she goes on to say in another post that, let me see if I can pull that one up. She said that you've taken many absolutely beautiful nature shots. They are all so outstanding and truly spectacular to see. Even the floral photographs are seriously amazing. So you have quite a fan in Miss Cornelius, I have to say. And I'm sure that she's also representative of some of the people that you have taken pictures of over the years. Like, in fact, one of the pictures that you took of me several years ago, I still have myself. So I have a John Henry.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh my goodness.
I had one of my fans is the Lieutenant Governor Sheila Oliver, and she every time she sees me, she says, "John, I just love your pictures of the nature, the flowers," and that makes me feel so good that people appreciate what I'm doing. Uh, I would like to say this. One of the things that I quite often take photos of is the moon.
Mm.
And people ask, why do you take so many photos of the moon?
So why do you?
I'm glad you asked. When I was a young boy, around about 9 years old, I lost my father.
Mm.
And months went by, and I was in Newark on Bergen Street, and I was passing a school, and I picked up a rock. It was my intention to break the school window.
Mm.
And as I turned to throw the rock, I saw the reflection of the moon in the window. And it seemed to be an image.
Mm.
And the image seems to be my father.
Oh.
I dropped the rock. I went home, got dressed, didn't wash, went to church, and I joined the church that night.
Mm.
That's whether there was an image of him or not. But that was so special. That moment, I always remember it because that was a turning point
Mm-hmm.
in my life. And I always want to go back to that point. I say, I haven't gone too far, but I swear I want to stay and be in command and not stray off the path. So
All right.
that's my moon.
That's your moon story.
That's right.
Well, John, that is special because we all have strayed one way or another, and there is that pivotal moment or moments in our lives.
Yes, yes.
Whether it be, an image in the moon, or it may be, the daffodil that pushes up through the ground, or
Yes.
it could be just about anything. And it touches you at such a deep level until you say, I need to be able to do something. And you may not even be able to articulate it. But just like you did, it's like, I have to do something different. I can't keep going on this road. Yes.
That's yeah. And also it gives me a basis to talk to young people. To tell them that, it's not hard, but you got to stay with it. You got to understand it. Don't stray. Stay with it, and it'll work out after a while.
Well, see, that's good, and that's that's good advice for me. Because John, as you well know, there are times in which you're in a career, or you're trying to do something, and it doesn't seem to be going the same way that you would like for it, or as fast as you would like for it to go.
Yes.
And so those are clear words of wisdom, to stick with it. You know what I mean? Don't give up, don't quit, and it will work out. So thank you for that. So as you continue to document the history of East Orange and elsewhere, what great things can you see in East Orange's future?
Well, I don't have my crystal ball.
You don't? Oh, now, I'm sure there must be one of those lenses.
But I do see the change in some of the East Orange politics. When I was coming up, the age of the city council was much older.
Mm-hmm.
Today, the city council is much younger. And that tells me that East Orange is changing. And it's the youth and the younger people that will start to shape the future of East Orange. And people like me, I hope we're ready for it.
Well, John, I know you're ready for it. I don't know if anybody else is ready for it. The way
but
you move around the city and the state. Oh my goodness. People need an appointment calendar just to keep up with you.
but I give kudos to the citizens of East Orange by putting young people into trust areas because you put a city council person in there, they have a lot to do with your taxes and all the other things that are going on.
Mhm.
So we have a very young city council, and this is good. This is good, and they are going to guide the future of East Orange.
Yeah, so that is, and it is true. Those of us who are older, we can give wisdom, but don't squash the ideas and the
Yes, yes,
innovation and the creativity of our younger people,
yes.
and dare say our youth, because that's really who is going to keep things going, whether it be in our city or our state and even in our country. And so, there's that biblical saying that's raise up a child, so that's what we need to do.
Yes,
We need to
yes,
raise up the
yes.
children, raise up the young people, guide them in
I
the way
like
that
that.
they should go.
Yes, I like that. I really
Yes,
do. Yes,
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 so that's really important. So John, is there anything else that you'd like to do?
yes. Uh, I'm glad you asked that question. uh, I would like to continue in photography,
Mm-hmm.
but teach,
Mm.
pass on my skills, my secrets on to others so they can be other photographers that can make their mark. Um, it's a passion.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have a passion. If no matter what type of job that you have, if you don't have a passion, you won't succeed. You'll be mediocre. And the worst thing for me is for someone to say, "Oh, it's okay. I do flips." It's not okay. When you do something, it should be the best that you can do. And sometimes the best that you can do is not the best that you can do. But at the time, that's the best that you can do. And it'll work out. So that's what I want to do in the future is to teach and to pass on the skills and still take fabulous photos of lovely people like you.
Oh, bless your heart. So, John, I understand that you're working on several projects, but there's one that's happening at the mansion. Could you share with us a little bit about that?
Yes, the uh, mansion is having a legacy program. What it is, they have refurbished the mansion, and now the mansion on the inside is just fabulous. It's just that staircase, the
Oh,
winding staircase
oh,
is just.
magnificent.
And if I was a kid, I'd slide down the banister. But
Also, now we know who the little mischief one was now.
uh, but in order to have the mansion look in a certain way, the mansion is selling bricks, and these are legacy bricks. And the bricks can be purchased by the public. And you can have your family name or someone that you would think, and the brick will be laid in a path, in a walkway around the mansion. And this is a beautiful way for people to have their family on something as important as the mansion. The mansion itself is a beautiful building, and it is a landmark.
It is.
and I think it was what 1863. I'm not too sure, but it's a landmark, a United States landmark, and it's the only mansion that's left on Harrison because that used to be Mansion Row,
That's right. That's
and
right.
we should on the 19th there is going to be a walk and a program held at the mansion, so the public and people can come there and get their brick for their family and help the mansion. Uh, it's going to be a spotlight, a premier space, and there's more. There's going to be more about it. I'm quite sure you'll see some notices and information being put out.
Oh, well, thank you so much, John. I know that just having you as part of that legacy park, and just the creation of that, and you taking the photographs to memorialize not only the day but the mansion and even the walkway once it is completed will be a very special time for us here in East Orange and for the people who were residents of East Orange around the country. So the opportunity is there for everyone to make their mark.
Yes, yes, that is great. Yes, I love it.
So, John, I just have a quick, one little part, and I'm only going to ask you like 3 questions, but we have this segment on Spotlight on East Orange Business called Would You Rather? So, are you
Okay,
ready?
okay.
Okay. So, John, would you rather live a peaceful life in a small cabin in the woods or a drama filled life in a mansion in a big city?
At my age, the cabin in the woods.
No drama for you, right?
I had enough drama.
Oh, goodness. And so, would you rather be an extra in an Oscar winning movie or the lead in a box office bomb?
Oh, that's difficult. I've bombed so many times. As a matter of fact, when
Oh,
I was a young man singing in church choir, the men's choir, they were so kind to me. They didn't want to tell me that I couldn't sing. So they disbanded the men's choir
oh Lord.
and gave me a job as an usher.
You know what, John?
That's the truth.
Oh, oh goodness.
I think I'll be an extra.
You'll be an extra. Okay. Oh goodness. Okay. And so this is our last one, John. So would you rather have a pause or a rewind button in your life?
Whoa. Now I gotta find my psychiatrist and let's see.
John got jokes.
A pause or a rewind.
Rewind.
I like the pause,
Okay.
mainly because the pause I can reflect and see what I've learned from my mistakes and see how far I've come and see where God has brought me from. Because, like I said earlier, I lost my father when I was young, so my mother raised 7 kids, and she was the woman that had a phrase, and the phrase was, "You don't believe Lord is greasy." And after that, discipline happened.
Uh-oh.
So I don't want to go back there.
Okay.
I pause and say, I've learned.
Oh, that is so good. I have to remember that one. Mhm. Oh, yeah. So you don't believe Lord is greasy.
Yes, right.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
And no matter how many times you say, yes, I do. Yes, I do. No way out.
Oh, goodness.
No way out.
Well, John, I have to tell you, this has been such a joy. Um, we'll have to do this again at another time, but I have really enjoyed our conversation. And just
Thank
by
you.
looking at some of the things in the chat, um, others have enjoyed it too. So, do you have any brief closing comments to our East Orange community, to our East Orange residents?
Yes, I would like to say, I'll see you. I see you, and I'll take that picture.
Okay.
There's no hiding place. That from John Henry.
Now from John Henry.
In my eagle eye.
That is wonderful. So we will be looking for you, and your eagle eye behind the lens of your favorite camera.
Thank you.
John, how can people get in touch with you?
They can get in touch with me through johnlstudios.com and just send information to go info, just connect on it, go to John L Studios, and also Facebook. They can get in contact with me at Facebook, and we will take care of you. And one of the things I'd like to mention that is going to be very exciting is that I'll be starting a new website called 1minutecommercial.com. More to come on that later
More to
on.
come.
Thank you.
All righty. So for those who need to get in touch with John, here's his email address, info@johnlstudios.com. And for those of you who want to get in touch with him, I have the hiccups. There's johnlstudios.com. That's his website where you will get to experience some of his fabulous photography. And so, John, we just appreciate you. We appreciate the legacy that you are and that you're creating for all of us here, especially in East Orange, but I dare say around the state. You're helping us to create and to document our history every single day.
Yes. Thank you. It's been a great enjoyment and pleasure. We have to do this again.
Yes, we definitely will. And so, for our listening and viewing audience, I want to thank you for joining us on tonight's edition of Spotlight on East Orange Business, where we had a chat with the photographer of East Orange, Mr. John L. Henry. Now, Spotlight on East Orange Business is a business and community affairs program. I am Anna Banks, your host, and this program is sponsored by Thrive Leadership Institute. The show airs on Tuesday evenings at 6:30, so be sure to check us out on Facebook. Now, if your business would like to be a guest on Spotlight on East Orange Business, please reach out to us, and you can get to us by sending an email to hello@thriveleadershipinstitute.com. That's hello@thriveleadershipinstitute.com. And until the next time, I want to bid you a great good evening, and bye-bye for now.
Thank you. Goodbye. Love it.